Some losses do not break you because the person left. They break you because you disappeared while trying to make them stay. You kept lowering your standards, hiding your pain, killing your peace, and calling it love. But Bruce Lee's philosophy teaches a harder truth. The one who can walk away from you is not your greatest danger. Your greatest danger is the moment you abandon your own mind, your own discipline, your own fire, and your own self-respect, just to be chosen by someone who does not even see your value. So before you fear losing people, ask yourself, how much of yourself have you already lost trying to keep them? Watch this video until the end, because these 7 powerful lessons will wake up the part of you that stopped fighting for yourself. And if this message already feels like it is speaking directly to your life, then subscribe now, like this video, and write in the comments, I will not lose myself. The person who leaves is not always the loss. The first thing you must understand is this. Every person who leaves your life does not take your value with them. They may take their voice, their presence, their attention, their promises, and the version of comfort you became used to, but they cannot take your spirit unless you hand it over. Many people suffer after someone leaves because they believe the absence of that person means something is wrong with them. They begin to question their face, their heart, their loyalty, their worth, their past, and even their future. But Bruce Lee's philosophy teaches that weakness begins when you allow an outside event to control your inner identity. A person leaving is painful, but it is not always destruction. Sometimes it is direction. Sometimes life removes someone because your hands were too afraid to let go. Sometimes the one you call a loss was actually the weight keeping you from moving with speed, clarity, and power. A fighter cannot move freely while carrying unnecessary weight, and a soul cannot rise while holding people who constantly make it forget its own strength. Do not fear the empty space they leave behind. Fear what you become while trying to stop them from leaving. Fear the nights you waste begging for attention. Fear the peace you sacrifice to understand someone who already knows they are hurting you. Fear the moment you start disrespecting yourself just to keep a connection alive. Because when you chase someone who has already chosen distance, you are not proving love. You are proving that you have forgotten your own center. Bruce Lee said to be like water. Water does not beg the broken cup to hold it. Water flows. Water adapts. Water keeps its nature even when the container changes. This is the lesson. People may leave, but you must not stop flowing. People may change, but you must not lose your form. People may misunderstand your heart, but you must not misunderstand your own worth. The real loss is not when someone walks away. The real loss is when you stop walking toward yourself. Chapter 2. Stop chasing approval before it becomes your prison. One of the greatest mistakes a person can make is allowing other people to decide how valuable they feel. The moment your happiness depends on someone else's approval, you quietly hand them control over your emotions, your confidence, and eventually your identity. Bruce Lee understood that true strength is never built on applause. It is built in the silent moments when no one is watching, no one is encouraging you, and no one is validating your effort. If you only feel worthy when people praise you, then your confidence is not yours. It belongs to whoever is willing to give or take their approval. Look carefully at how people lose themselves. It rarely happens overnight. It begins with small compromises. You stop speaking your truth because you are afraid someone might leave. You hide your real personality because you want to be accepted. You laugh at things that hurt you. You tolerate disrespect because you fear loneliness more than humiliation. You apologize for mistakes you never made just to keep the peace. Day after day, piece by piece, you trade your authenticity for acceptance, until one day you look in the mirror and realize you no longer recognize the person staring back at you. Bruce Lee never believed in becoming a copy of someone else. He believed that every human being has a unique nature that must be developed, not hidden. He once taught that expressing yourself honestly is far more difficult than pretending to be what others expect. Most people spend their entire lives performing for the crowd. They wear different masks for different people, hoping everyone will like them. But the price of wearing a mask for too long is forgetting your real face. The strongest person is not the one who pleases everyone. The strongest person is the one who remains true to himself even when the crowd misunderstands him. Think about how much energy is wasted trying to impress people who have already decided not to appreciate you. You explain yourself over and over, hoping they will finally understand. You keep proving your loyalty to people who never question their own behavior. You give your time, your attention, your kindness, and your peace to earn a place in someone's life that should never have required you to earn it in the first place. This is emotional slavery. A warrior never begs for a place where he is merely tolerated. He walks with quiet confidence, knowing that his value does not increase because someone notices him, nor does it decrease because someone ignores him. The world will always have opinions about you. Some will call you too quiet. Others will call you too confident. Some will criticize your ambition, while others will criticize your simplicity. If you spend your life trying to satisfy every opinion, you will never have time to discover your own purpose. The crowd changes its mind every day, but your principles must remain steady. A tree does not stop growing because birds refuse to sit on its branches. It continues reaching toward the sky because its purpose is growth, not approval. Many people are exhausted, not because life is difficult, but because they are carrying the impossible burden of trying to be liked by everyone. They constantly worry about what people think, what people say behind their backs, whether someone is upset with them, or whether they have disappointed another person. This constant search for validation steals their focus, destroys their confidence, and fills their mind with unnecessary fear. Meanwhile, the people whose opinions they desperately seek are often too busy thinking about themselves to care as much as they imagine. Bruce Lee's philosophy reminds us that mastery begins with self-awareness, not public recognition. Before you seek respect from others, earn respect from yourself. Keep your promises to yourself. Build discipline when nobody is watching. Speak honestly even when your voice shakes. Protect your boundaries even when people dislike them. Every time you choose integrity over approval, you strengthen your character. Every time you refuse to betray yourself for temporary acceptance, you become mentally stronger than the day before. There will come a moment when someone disapproves of your choices. They may misunderstand your silence. They may criticize your growth. They may become uncomfortable because you no longer allow them to control you. Do not fear that moment. Welcome it, because the day you stop living for other people's approval is the day you begin living for your own purpose. That is the day your confidence becomes unshakable, your mind becomes peaceful, and your spirit becomes impossible to manipulate. Never forget this truth. People may admire you today and ignore you tomorrow. Their opinions rise and fall like waves in the ocean. But if you build your identity on discipline, self-respect, and inner strength, no opinion can destroy you. Do not fear losing people's approval. Fear becoming the kind of person who cannot make a single decision without asking the world for permission. The strongest warrior is not the one who is loved by everyone. The strongest warrior is the one who never abandons himself simply to be accepted by the crowd. Chapter 3. Do not lose your path trying to keep someone beside you. There is a dangerous moment in life when you stop walking your own path and begin walking around another person's attention. Your goals become weaker, your discipline becomes softer, your mind becomes distracted, and your entire day begins to depend on how someone treats you. If they reply, you feel alive. If they ignore you, you feel empty. If they show kindness, you feel valuable. If they become distant, you begin to question yourself. This is where many people lose themselves, not because they are weak, but because they gave the wrong person the power to become the center of their life. Bruce Lee's philosophy was built on movement with purpose. Every strike had intention. Every step had awareness. Every action had direction. He understood that wasted movement weakens a fighter. In the same way, wasted emotional energy weakens a human being. When you keep chasing someone who is not walking with you, you are wasting the energy that should be used to build your future. When you keep explaining your worth to someone who refuses to see it, you are wasting the focus that should be used to sharpen your mind. When you keep begging for love from someone who gives you confusion, you are wasting the strength that should be used to become powerful. Look at how people abandon their path. They stop doing the things that once made them strong. They stop waking up with purpose. They stop training their body, feeding their mind, building their skill, protecting their peace, and respecting their own time. Their life becomes a waiting room for someone else's attention. They wait for a message. They wait for an apology. They wait for effort. They wait for proof that they still matter. But while they are waiting, their own life is passing. Their dreams are waiting too. Their future is waiting too. Their stronger self is waiting too. This is why you must be careful who you allow to pull your focus away from your purpose. Not every person who enters your life deserves access to your mind. Some people do not destroy you by attacking you directly. They destroy you by distracting you slowly. They make you overthink. They make you doubt yourself. They make you lose sleep. They make you forget your mission. They turn your calm mind into a battlefield, and then they act innocent while you struggle to find peace again. You must learn to recognize when a connection is not feeding your soul, but draining your direction. Bruce Lee did not teach people to be careless with life. He taught awareness. Awareness means seeing things as they are, not as your emotions wish they were. If someone's presence keeps pulling you away from your growth, you must be honest enough to ask yourself whether that person is truly part of your path or only part of your weakness. If loving someone makes you forget your discipline, your boundaries, your confidence, and your self-respect, then you are not walking with love. You are walking with attachment, and attachment will always ask you to sacrifice yourself just to keep something that may never give you peace. A person who is connected to his path cannot be easily controlled. He may feel pain, but he does not let pain become his master. He may miss someone, but he does not let missing them destroy his mission. He may remember the past, but he does not let the past steal his future. This is the difference between a weak mind and a trained mind. A weak mind says, "I cannot move forward until they come back." A trained mind says, "Even if they never come back, I will still become who I was meant to become." You must understand that your path is sacred. Your time is sacred. Your energy is sacred. Your peace is sacred. Every day you spend chasing the wrong person is a day you take away from becoming the right version of yourself. Every night you lose to overthinking is a night stolen from your healing. Every moment you spend proving your worth to someone who enjoys your effort but gives nothing back is a moment you could have used to build a life that makes you proud. Do not let one person become more important than your purpose. Do not let one relationship become more powerful than your destiny. Do not let someone's silence become louder than your own inner voice. The world is full of people who will enjoy your light, but never help you protect it. They will take your attention, your kindness, your patience, and your emotional strength, but when you need peace, they will disappear. This is why you must stop giving unlimited access to people who do not respect the cost of your energy. Bruce Lee believed in removing what is useless and keeping what is essential. Apply this to your life. Remove the conversations that weaken your spirit. Remove the habit of checking if they care. Remove the need to prove that you are worth loving. Remove the fear that you will be nothing without them. Remove the emotional weight that keeps slowing your movement. Keep your discipline. Keep your self-respect. Keep your silence when speaking only makes you look desperate. Keep your path even when your heart feels heavy. There will be moments when your emotions will tell you to go back. Your heart will remember the good moments and forget the pain. Your mind will create excuses for someone who has already shown you the truth. You will think, maybe this time will be different. But wisdom asks a stronger question. How many times must I lose myself before I accept what this connection is doing to me? The strongest version of you is not built by returning to what broke you. It is built by choosing your path, even when your feelings are begging for the past. Do not fear walking alone for a season. Sometimes walking alone is the only way to hear your own footsteps again. Sometimes distance is the only way to remember your own direction. Sometimes the person you are afraid to lose is the very person keeping you away from your strongest self. When you stop chasing them, you may feel empty at first, but that emptiness is not your destruction. It is space. Space for your discipline to return, space for your confidence to grow, space for your mind to become clear, space for your soul to breathe again. A person who truly belongs in your life will not require you to abandon your path to keep them. They will walk beside your growth, not stand in front of it. They will respect your purpose, not compete with it. They will bring peace to your mind, not constant confusion. They will make you feel more like yourself, not less. Until you understand this, you will keep mistaking emotional struggle for deep connection. So stop pausing your life for people who are unsure about you. Stop delaying your growth for someone who does not value your presence. Stop leaving your own path just to follow someone who does not know where they are going. Bruce Lee's lesson is clear. Move with purpose, protect your center, and never waste your life chasing what weakens your spirit. Because losing people may hurt for a moment, but losing your path can cost you years. Chapter 4. Silence reveals who truly respects your presence. There comes a time in life when you must stop explaining, stop chasing, stop proving, and simply become silent. Not because you are weak, not because you have nothing to say, not because the pain did not touch you, but because your peace has become more valuable than forcing someone to understand what they already know. Many people lose themselves because they keep speaking to people who are committed to misunderstanding them. They keep explaining their heart to those who only listen when it benefits them. They keep trying to make someone feel their pain, but the truth is this: a person who truly values you does not need to watch you break before they decide to care. Bruce Lee understood the power of stillness. Before a fighter moves, he observes. Before he strikes, he reads the situation. Before he reacts, he controls himself. This is not only martial arts, this is life. A weak mind reacts to every silence, every distance, every disrespect, every change in someone's behavior. But a trained mind watches first. It studies the truth. It does not panic. It does not beg. It does not run after every person who pulls away. It stands still long enough to see who is real and who was only enjoying access. When you become silent, people reveal themselves. Some people will only notice you when your silence stops feeding their ego. Some people will only miss you when they lose the comfort of your constant effort. Some people will not miss your heart. They will miss your availability. They will not miss your soul. They will miss what you used to do for them. They will not miss your presence. They will miss the way you made them feel important while they made you feel optional. This is why silence is powerful. It separates love from convenience. It separates respect from habit. It separates people who value you from people who only value what they can take from you. You must understand this deeply. Your absence teaches what your words could not. When you kept explaining, they thought your pain was just noise. When you kept forgiving, they thought your kindness had no limit. When you kept returning, they thought your self-respect was weak. But the moment you become silent, the game changes. Suddenly, they have to face the space where your effort used to be. They have to feel the weight of the peace they disturbed. They have to understand that your presence was not ordinary. And if they still do not understand, then your silence has given you the answer you were afraid to accept. But silence must come from strength, not revenge. Do not become silent just to punish someone. Do not disappear only to make them chase you. Do not use distance as a weapon to control another person. That is not discipline, that is ego. True silence is not about making them suffer. True silence is about refusing to suffer in the same place again. True silence says, I have spoken enough. I have explained enough. I have tried enough. Now I choose my peace. This kind of silence is not empty. It is full of self-respect. Many people fear silence because silence feels like losing control. They think if they stop texting, the person will forget them. If they stop calling, the connection will die. If they stop trying, everything will disappear. But listen carefully. If something only stays alive because you are the only one breathing into it, then it was already dead. If a relationship only survives because you keep sacrificing yourself, then it is not love, it is emotional labor. If someone only responds when you chase, they do not value connection, they value control. Bruce Lee's philosophy teaches us to remove what is unnecessary. In fighting, unnecessary movement creates weakness. In life, unnecessary talking creates emotional exhaustion. Sometimes your longest explanation is still not enough for someone who benefits from not understanding you. Sometimes your softest heart is still not enough for someone who enjoys crossing boundaries. Sometimes your loyalty is still not enough for someone who wants your presence without responsibility. That is when silence becomes the most powerful move you can make. Silence gives you back your energy. Every time you stop explaining yourself to someone who refuses to listen, you reclaim a piece of your mind. Every time you stop chasing a person who treats you like an option, you reclaim a piece of your dignity. Every time you stop reacting to disrespect, you reclaim control over your emotions. The more you practice silence, the more you realize that not every battle deserves your voice. Not every accusation deserves your defense. Not every distance deserves your panic. Not every person deserves access to your inner world. There is a deep strength in saying nothing when your old self would have begged. There is power in staying calm when your emotions want to explode. There is dignity in stepping back when someone expects you to keep running after them. This is the moment your inner warrior wakes up. Because the strongest person is not the one who can defeat others with words. The strongest person is the one who can defeat the urge to abandon himself for someone else's attention. When you are silent, you begin to hear yourself again. You hear the voice you ignored while trying to keep someone happy. You hear the pain you kept covering with excuses. You hear the truth your heart whispered many times, but your attachment refused to accept. You begin to realize that you were not asking for too much. You were asking the wrong person. You were not difficult to love. You were giving your love to someone who only wanted the benefits of your heart, without honoring the responsibility of holding it. Silence also teaches you who belongs in your life. The right people will not punish you for needing space. They will not mock your boundaries. They will not call you proud because you stopped begging. They will not make you feel guilty for protecting your peace. The right people will respect your silence because they respect your soul. They will understand that your calm is not coldness, your distance is not hatred, and your boundary is not arrogance. But the wrong people will become angry when you stop playing the role they gave you. They will call you changed, selfish, heartless, or distant, because your healing no longer serves their comfort. Do not be afraid when people dislike your silence. Sometimes their anger is proof that your boundary is working. Sometimes their reaction shows you that they never loved your freedom. They loved your availability. They wanted the version of you that always answered, always forgave, always adjusted, always understood, always returned. But the moment you choose yourself, they suddenly feel betrayed. Remember this. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always be uncomfortable when you finally develop them. Bruce Lee once showed the world that power does not always need loudness. Real power can be quiet, focused, controlled, and sharp. A calm person is dangerous to manipulation because he cannot be easily pulled by emotion. A silent person who knows his worth cannot be controlled by guilt. A disciplined person who protects his peace cannot be trapped by someone's temporary affection. This is the kind of strength you must build, not the strength to shout louder, but the strength to stop giving your voice to places where your soul is not respected. There will be moments when silence will feel painful. You will want to send one more message. You will want to explain one more time. You will want to ask why they changed, why they became distant, why they treated you like you were nothing after you gave them so much. But before you reach for your phone, ask yourself, will this message bring me peace, or will it pull me back into the same wound? If the answer is pain, choose silence. If the answer is confusion, choose silence. If the answer is losing your dignity again, choose silence. Your silence is not the end of your love. It is the beginning of your self-respect. It is the moment you stop handing your peace to people who do not know how to hold it. It is the moment you stop fighting for a place in someone's life and start building a stronger place inside yourself. It is the moment you understand that being heard by yourself is more important than being understood by someone who never truly listened. So let them wonder why you changed. Let them feel the absence of the energy they took for granted. Let them sit with the silence they created. You do not need to announce your growth. You do not need to explain your boundaries to people who only respected you when you had none. You do not need to prove that you are hurt, loyal, kind, or worthy. Your life will prove it. Your peace will prove it. Your discipline will prove it. Your silence will prove it. Do not fear losing people when you become quiet. Fear losing yourself by speaking where your words are no longer honored. Fear becoming a person who keeps begging for basic respect. Fear becoming so addicted to being understood by others that you stop understanding your own pain. The moment you choose silence over self-betrayal, you begin to return to your power, and one day you will look back and realize that your silence did what your words never could. It protected you, it healed you, it revealed people, it gave you space to breathe, it brought your mind back from chaos, it returned your focus to your own life. That is why silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. Silence is clarity. Silence is the warrior's way of saying, I will no longer lose myself trying to be heard by people who never valued my voice. Chapter 5. Losing yourself begins with small betrayals. Most people think losing yourself happens in one dramatic moment, as if one heartbreak, one betrayal, one rejection, or one painful goodbye suddenly destroys everything you are. But the truth is deeper and more dangerous. Losing yourself usually happens quietly. It happens through small betrayals that you repeat until they become normal. You ignore your own discomfort once, then twice, then again, until your pain no longer feels like a warning. You silence your truth once, then twice, then again, until your own voice begins to sound unfamiliar. You accept disrespect once, then twice, then again, until your soul starts believing that being treated poorly is something you must tolerate to keep people close. This is how a person disappears from himself, not all at once, but piece by piece. You give away one boundary because you do not want to seem difficult. You hide one feeling because you do not want to create conflict. You forgive one wound without seeing any real change because you are afraid the person might leave. You say yes when your heart is begging you to say no. You laugh when something hurt you. You stay silent when something was unfair. You make yourself smaller so someone else does not feel uncomfortable. And slowly the person you used to be begins to fade under the weight of what you kept allowing. Bruce Lee's philosophy was never about weakness disguised as patience. It was about awareness, discipline, and honest expression. He believed that a person must be real, direct, and alive in his own truth. But how can you live with truth if you keep betraying your own inner voice? How can you become powerful if you keep making decisions from fear? How can you protect your peace if you keep handing it to people who treat it like it has no value? A fighter who ignores every warning sign in battle gets defeated. A person who ignores every warning sign in life gets drained. The first small betrayal is often ignoring your intuition. You feel something is wrong, but you explain it away. You notice the change in their behavior, but you call yourself sensitive. You feel the disrespect, but you tell yourself maybe they did not mean it. You sense that your energy is being drained, but you convince yourself you are just tired. Your intuition is not always loud. Sometimes it speaks quietly through discomfort, heaviness, hesitation, and inner resistance. But when you keep ignoring it for the sake of keeping someone close, you teach yourself that your inner wisdom does not matter. This is dangerous because the more you ignore yourself, the easier it becomes for other people to control you. When you stop trusting your own feelings, you start depending on others to define reality for you. They hurt you, then convince you that you are overreacting. They disrespect you, then tell you that you are too emotional. They withdraw love, then make you feel guilty for noticing. They create confusion, then act like your need for clarity is the problem. And because you have already abandoned your own inner voice, you begin to believe them more than you believe yourself. Another small betrayal is accepting apologies without changed behavior. Many people are trapped in the cycle of hearing, "I am sorry," while watching the same actions repeat. They forgive because they have a soft heart, but they forget that forgiveness without boundaries becomes permission. A person who keeps hurting you and then apologizing is not always confused. Sometimes they are simply learning how much pain you are willing to accept. Your forgiveness should never become a doorway for someone to keep entering your life with the same knife. Bruce Lee taught efficiency, clarity, and truth. In life, truth means watching behavior more than listening to words. Words are easy. Anyone can say they care. Anyone can say they miss you. Anyone can say they will change. Anyone can say they never meant to hurt you. But discipline is proven through action. Respect is proven through consistency. Love is proven through responsibility. If someone's words keep lifting you and their actions keep breaking you, believe the actions. The body in combat does not respond to promises, it responds to movement. In the same way, your life should not be guided by what people promise during emotional moments. It should be guided by what they repeatedly choose when they have the chance to treat you better. A third small betrayal is shrinking your standards because you fear loneliness. This is where many people lose their dignity. They know they deserve peace, but they accept confusion. They know they deserve respect, but they accept excuses. They know they deserve consistency, but they accept crumbs. They tell themselves, at least they are still here, not realizing that someone can be physically present and emotionally absent. Someone can be in your life and still make you feel alone. Someone can speak to you every day and still never truly value you. The fear of being alone can make a person choose emotional poverty over self-respect. But Bruce Lee's philosophy teaches that solitude can be strength. A warrior is not afraid to stand alone if standing with the wrong people weakens his spirit. It is better to walk alone with peace than to walk beside someone who constantly makes you question your worth. It is better to sleep with silence than to stay awake overthinking someone's mixed signals. It is better to rebuild yourself in loneliness than to keep losing yourself in a connection that feeds your insecurity. Loneliness can hurt, but self-betrayal damages deeper. Loneliness is an empty room. Self-betrayal is living in a room where you are not allowed to be yourself. Another small betrayal is over-explaining your pain to people who already understand what they are doing. There is a point where explaining becomes begging. You tell them once how they hurt you. You tell them twice. You use softer words. You choose the perfect moment. You try not to sound angry. You try not to sound needy. You try not to push them away. You try to make your pain easy for them to accept. But if someone needs endless explanations to understand basic respect, the problem is not your communication. The problem is their willingness. When you keep explaining your pain to someone who benefits from your silence, you exhaust your spirit. You become trapped in the belief that if you just find the right words, they will finally change. But some people do not need better explanations. They need better intentions. And if their intentions are not pure, your explanations will only become another place where you lose energy. Bruce Lee understood that directness is power. Speak the truth clearly, then watch the response. If the response is denial, blame, mockery, or temporary change followed by the same behavior, the answer has already been given. The next small betrayal is abandoning your routine because your emotions are disturbed. You stop eating properly. You stop training. You stop working on your goals. You stop reading. You stop praying or reflecting. You stop doing the things that kept your mind stable. One person becomes the storm, and you allow the storm to destroy every structure inside you. This is how emotional pain turns into life damage. The person may hurt your heart, but you hurt your future when you stop showing up for yourself. Discipline is not only for good days. Discipline is most important when your emotions are wounded. Bruce Lee trained his body and mind because he understood that power comes from consistency, not mood. If you only respect your routine when life is easy, then your routine is not a foundation, it is decoration. Your strongest self is built when you choose to rise even while carrying pain. You do not have to feel perfect to take one step forward. You do not have to feel healed to protect your time. You do not have to feel strong to act with strength. Sometimes action comes before confidence. Sometimes discipline returns before motivation. Sometimes you rebuild yourself by doing the right thing while your heart is still heavy. Another small betrayal is allowing guilt to control your boundaries. Some people will make you feel selfish for choosing peace. They will act wounded when you stop giving them unlimited access. They will call you changed when you finally stop tolerating what used to hurt you. They will say you are cold because you no longer respond to every emotional demand. But remember this, guilt is one of the easiest ways to control a kind person. If someone can make you feel guilty for protecting yourself, they can keep you available for their comfort while you remain responsible for your own suffering. You must learn the difference between kindness and self-abandonment. Kindness means you have a good heart. Self-abandonment means you use your good heart as an excuse to let people mistreat you. Kindness gives without losing dignity. Self-abandonment gives until there is nothing left. Kindness forgives, but remembers the lesson. Self-abandonment forgives and walks back into the same fire. Bruce Lee's way was not to be stiff or cruel. It was to be fluid, aware, and effective. Your kindness must also become aware. It must know when to give, when to stop, when to step back, and when to protect the soul that carries it. Another quiet betrayal is pretending you are not hurt because you want to look strong. Many people think strength means never feeling pain, so they hide their wounds, swallow their tears, laugh in public, and break in private. But hiding pain is not mastery. Awareness is mastery. Bruce Lee did not teach people to deny reality. He taught them to face reality directly. If you are hurt, admit it to yourself. If you are tired, admit it. If someone's behavior is breaking your peace, admit it. You cannot heal what you keep pretending does not exist. True strength is not saying, "I feel nothing." True strength is saying, "I feel this deeply, but I will not let it control me." True strength is feeling the ache of someone's absence and still refusing to chase them. True strength is missing the old memories and still choosing not to return to the same pain. True strength is allowing your heart to feel while your self-respect chooses the direction. This is how you become emotionally powerful. You do not become hard like stone. You become clear like water. You feel, but you flow. You hurt, but you move. You remember, but you do not drown. The most dangerous small betrayal is lying to yourself about what is happening. You say they are just busy when you know they make time for what matters. You say they did not mean it when their pattern keeps repeating. You say things will change when nothing has changed except your ability to tolerate more pain. You say I can handle it when your peace is disappearing. You say I am okay when your heart is tired of surviving. These lies feel comforting in the moment, but they keep you trapped in a life that is slowly draining you. Honesty is painful, but it is also freedom. The moment you tell yourself the truth, you begin to return to yourself. Maybe they do not value you the way you value them. Maybe the connection is one-sided. Maybe your loyalty is being used. Maybe your fear of losing them has made you accept things your stronger self would never accept. Maybe you are not heartbroken because they left. Maybe you are heartbroken because you stayed too long in a place where your soul kept begging you to leave. This kind of honesty may break the illusion, but it saves your life. Bruce Lee once spoke about simplifying, cutting away what is not essential, and expressing what is real. Apply that wisdom to your inner world. Cut away the excuses, cut away the false hope that keeps you stuck. Cut away the habit of protecting someone's image while they keep damaging your peace. Cut away the belief that love means losing yourself. What remains after you remove the illusion is your truth. And once you stand in truth, you may feel pain, but you will no longer feel confused. Losing yourself begins with small betrayals, But finding yourself also begins with small victories. The first victory is listening to your discomfort instead of silencing it. The second victory is saying no without writing a long apology. The third victory is choosing sleep instead of staying awake for someone who does not care how much you suffer. The fourth victory is returning to your routine even when your emotions are heavy. The fifth victory is walking away from a conversation that has become disrespectful. The sixth victory is refusing to explain your worth to someone who enjoys making you doubt it. The seventh victory is looking in the mirror and deciding, I will not abandon this person again. These small victories may not look dramatic, but they rebuild your soul. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence returns. Every time you protect your peace, your mind becomes clearer. Every time you choose discipline over emotional chaos, your power grows. Every time you stop tolerating what breaks you, your self-respect becomes stronger. This is how you become unbreakable. Not by never being hurt, but by never again helping others destroy you. You must become loyal to yourself with the same intensity you were loyal to people who did not value you. You must defend your peace with the same energy you used to defend their excuses. You must show up for your goals with the same focus you used to give their attention. You must love yourself with the same patience you gave to people who kept hurting you. This is not selfish. This is survival. This is discipline. This is the return of your power. One day you will realize that the people you feared losing were not as dangerous as the habits you developed to keep them. The begging, the overthinking, the self-doubt, the silence when you should have spoken, the chasing when you should have walked away, the forgiving without change, the lowering of your standards. These were the things that truly harmed you. The person was only the surface. The deeper battle was between your fear and your self-respect. So from today, watch the small betrayals. Watch the moments when you attempted to abandon yourself for acceptance. Watch the moments when fear tells you to ignore your boundaries. Watch the moments when attachment tells you to accept less because something is better than nothing. Watch the moments when loneliness tries to convince you to return to what broke you. These are the moments that decide your future. Do not fear losing someone who could not honor your presence. Fear losing the inner voice that tells you when something is wrong. Do not fear losing a connection that keeps draining you. Fear losing your discipline, your dignity, your clarity, your self-respect. Do not fear the pain of walking away. Fear the slow death of staying where your soul cannot breathe. Because Bruce Lee's philosophy is not only about fighting the opponent in front of you, it is about defeating the weakness inside you that keeps choosing pain over peace. The person who wins is not always the person who keeps everyone. The person who wins is the one who keeps himself. And when you stop betraying yourself in small ways, you begin to rise in a powerful way. You become calmer, you become clearer, you become harder to manipulate. You become less afraid of empty spaces. You become more loyal to your own growth. And eventually, you understand the real meaning of this lesson. Losing people is painful, but losing yourself is the defeat you must never accept. Chapter 6. Real love never requires you to destroy yourself. There is a painful lie many people accept because it sounds noble. They believe that if they love someone deeply, they must keep suffering for them. They believe that if they are loyal, they must keep forgiving the same wounds. They believe that if their heart is pure, they must keep staying even when their peace is disappearing. They call it patience. They call it devotion. They call it sacrifice. But sometimes what you call love is not love at all. Sometimes it is fear wearing a beautiful name. Sometimes it is attachment pretending to be loyalty. Sometimes it is self-destruction dressed as kindness. Bruce Lee's philosophy was never about becoming weak in the name of emotion. His way was clear, sharp, honest, and alive. He believed in removing what is useless and keeping what is essential. In life, one of the most useless things you can carry is a love that requires you to abandon your own soul. A connection that makes you lose your discipline, your peace, your confidence, your truth, and your self-respect is not a home, it is a battlefield. And no matter how many good memories you have there, If the present keeps wounding you, you must stop using the past as a reason to keep bleeding. Real love does not ask you to disappear. Real love does not demand that you shrink your voice so someone else can stay comfortable. Real love does not make you afraid to express your feelings. Real love does not punish you for having boundaries. Real love does not turn your kindness into a tool for someone else's convenience. Real love does not make you beg for the basic respect that should have been given freely. If a connection requires you to become smaller, quieter, weaker, and less alive, then you must ask yourself a hard question. Is this love? Or is this the fear of being alone? Many people stay in damaging relationships because they remember who the person was in the beginning. They remember the sweet words, the long conversations, the warmth, the promises, the moments that felt real. And because those memories were beautiful, they keep tolerating present pain. They tell themselves, they were not always like this. But you must understand something deeply. People are not only measured by how they treated you when things were easy, they are measured by how they treat your heart when they already know they can hurt it. The beginning shows attraction. The pattern shows character. Bruce Lee did not live by illusion. He lived by reality. In combat, if your opponent's movement changes, you do not keep fighting the memory of how they moved yesterday. You respond to what is happening now. Life demands the same awareness. Stop loving the memory while ignoring the pattern. Stop holding on to who someone used to be while the person in front of you keeps damaging your peace. Stop defending a version of them that no longer shows up. You cannot build a peaceful life with someone's old potential. You can only build with their present actions. Real love has consistency. It does not make you feel secure one day and worthless the next. It does not bring warmth today and confusion tomorrow. It does not make you chase clarity like it is a reward. When someone truly values you, they do not keep you emotionally starving and then feed you just enough attention to stop you from leaving. That is not love. That is control. It creates addiction because your mind begins to crave the small moments of kindness after long periods of pain. You start mistaking relief for love. You feel happy when they finally treat you decently, not because the relationship is healthy, but because you have been deprived for too long. This is why you must be careful with inconsistent love. It can become more addictive than no love at all. When someone is always cruel, it is easier to recognize danger, but when someone gives you pain mixed with tenderness, distance mixed with affection, rejection mixed with hope, your mind becomes trapped. You begin to wait for the good version to return. You begin to think your patience will unlock their heart. You begin to believe that if you love harder, they will finally become stable. But love is not supposed to be a battlefield where you keep fighting to receive basic kindness. Bruce Lee's wisdom teaches adaptability, but adaptability does not mean tolerating destruction. Water adapts to the shape of the container, but water does not choose to stay inside poison. You can be flexible without becoming foolish. You can be forgiving without becoming available for repeated harm. You can be loving without becoming blind. You can care deeply and still walk away when staying begins to damage your spirit. This is not weakness. This is the highest form of self-respect. There is a difference between sacrifice and self-erasure. Sacrifice means giving from strength for something meaningful. Self-erasure means giving until nothing of you remains. Sacrifice can be beautiful when love is mutual, when respect is present, when both people are trying, when both people are growing, when both people protect the connection. But when you are the only one sacrificing, it is no longer love, it is imbalance. When you are the only one apologizing, the only one adjusting, the only one waiting, the only one forgiving, the only one carrying the emotional weight, then the relationship is not being built by two hearts. It is being dragged by one tired soul. Ask yourself honestly, does this love make me stronger or weaker? Does it give me peace or constant anxiety? Does it bring me closer to my purpose or pull me away from myself? Do I feel free to be honest, or do I edit every word because I fear their reaction? Do I feel respected, Or do I keep hoping they will finally respect me if I suffer enough? These questions are not small. They are mirrors, and if you answer them with honesty, they will show you whether you are standing in love or sinking in attachment. Many people are not afraid of losing love. They are afraid of losing the dream they built around someone. They imagined a future, they imagined change, they imagined healing, they imagined the person finally becoming who they promised to be. So when reality proves different, they do not only lose the person, they lose the fantasy. That is why walking away feels so hard. You are not just leaving what hurt you, you are burying what you hoped it would become. But wisdom means choosing truth over fantasy. A painful truth will free you. A beautiful fantasy can keep you trapped for years. Bruce Lee taught that truth is found in direct experience, not in fixed ideas. Apply that to your heart. Do not ask only, do I love them? Ask, what is this love doing to me? Love can be real and still not be healthy. Love can be deep and still not be safe. Love can exist and still not be enough to build a peaceful life. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept. Not every person you love is meant to stay. Not every connection with emotion has a future. Not every heart you care for is capable of caring for you in the way your soul needs. Real love will not make you hate yourself. It will not make you question your worth every night. It will not turn you into someone desperate, jealous, anxious, bitter, or broken. If a connection keeps bringing out the weakest version of you, then something is wrong. The right love may challenge you, but it will not destroy your identity. It may require growth, but it will not require humiliation. It may demand patience, but it will not demand that you abandon your dignity. True love should help you become more yourself, not less. Sometimes people say, but I have given so much, I cannot leave now. This is the trap of investment. You think because you have spent months or years giving your energy, you must continue. But if you realize you are walking in the wrong direction, continuing does not prove loyalty. It only increases the distance from yourself. A fighter who realizes his stance is wrong does not keep standing wrong because he has already started. He adjusts, he corrects, he returns to balance. You must do the same. The fact that you gave deeply does not mean you must keep giving to a place that keeps draining you. You are allowed to stop. You are allowed to choose peace after years of confusion. You are allowed to say, I love you, but I cannot keep losing myself here. You are allowed to walk away without hating them. You are allowed to miss them and still not return. You are allowed to forgive them and still protect your future. You are allowed to accept that your heart was sincere, but the connection was not healthy. This is emotional maturity. This is strength. This is the moment you stop confusing pain with destiny. Bruce Lee's mindset was never about holding on to a fixed form. He said to be formless, shapeless like water. In relationships, this means you must not let one person become the fixed shape of your entire life. If they leave, you still flow. If they change, you still flow. If they fail to value you, you still flow. If love does not come the way you hoped, you still flow. You do not freeze. You do not become bitter. You do not destroy yourself because someone could not love you properly. You return to your natural movement. Real love begins with the self. This does not mean selfishness. It means foundation. If you do not respect yourself, you will accept disrespect and call it patience. If you do not value yourself, you will accept crumbs and call it hope. If you do not know yourself, you will become whatever someone else needs you to be. Self-love is not loud. It is not arrogance. It is not walking around thinking you are above everyone. It is quietly refusing to betray your soul for someone's temporary affection. It is the discipline to protect the person inside you who has survived so much. When love becomes self-destruction, your body often knows before your mind admits it. You feel tired after speaking to them. Your chest becomes heavy. Your sleep becomes disturbed. Your appetite changes. Your focus disappears. Your mood depends on their behavior. You keep checking for signs, meanings, changes, and hidden messages. Your nervous system becomes trained to expect pain. This is not peace. This is survival mode. And no relationship is worth living in constant survival mode. A peaceful connection does not mean there will never be problems. Every real relationship has misunderstandings, disagreements, and difficult moments, but healthy love repairs. It listens. It takes responsibility. It does not make your pain feel like an inconvenience. It does not punish honesty. It does not repeat the same wound while expecting endless forgiveness. Healthy love creates room for both people to breathe. Unhealthy attachment slowly takes the air out of one person until they forget what breathing felt like. If you have been losing yourself in the name of love, do not hate yourself. You were not foolish for caring. You were human. You loved with sincerity. You hoped with innocence. You believed in someone's better side. That does not make you weak, but now your lesson is to become wise. A soft heart must learn strong boundaries. A loyal soul must learn where loyalty becomes self-harm. A loving person must learn that love without self-respect becomes suffering. The strongest decision you may ever make is to stop romanticizing what is breaking you. Stop calling constant anxiety passion. Stop calling emotional neglect distance. Stop calling repeated disrespect mistakes. Stop calling your own exhaustion loyalty. Give things their real names. Clarity is painful at first, but confusion is expensive. Confusion costs your time, your confidence, your peace, and sometimes years of your life. Clarity may hurt in one moment, but it gives your power back. Bruce Lee's path was the path of direct truth. He did not worship tradition simply because it was old. He did not keep a method if it was ineffective. He tested, observed, removed, refined, and became stronger. You must treat your emotional life the same way. If a pattern keeps hurting you, stop defending it. If a connection keeps weakening you, stop calling it fate. If someone keeps showing you that they cannot love you with respect, stop waiting for their potential to save you. Your life is not a training ground for someone who refuses to grow. Real love should not make you beg to be treated like a human being. It should not make you compete for attention. It should not make you feel replaceable every time someone is in a bad mood. It should not make you question whether you are too much simply because you have needs. Your needs are not weakness. Wanting consistency is not weakness. Wanting respect is not weakness. Wanting peace is not weakness. These are not luxuries. They are the ground where healthy love stands. There is a warrior inside you who has been waiting for permission to stop accepting pain. That warrior is not cruel. That warrior is not heartless. That warrior is the part of you that remembers your worth when your fear forgets it. It is the part that says, I can love someone and still choose myself. It is the part that says, I can miss them and still not return. It is the part that says, I can feel pain and still protect my future. Listen to that part of you. It is not trying to destroy your love. It is trying to save your life. Do not let anyone convince you that your self-respect is the enemy of love. A person who truly loves you will not be offended by your boundaries. They will not need you broken to feel secure. They will not require your weakness to prove your loyalty. Only people who benefit from your self-abandonment will call your healing selfish. Only people who enjoyed your silence will call your honesty disrespectful. Only people who were comfortable with your pain will be disturbed by your peace. This is why you must choose the kind of love that does not ask you to disappear. Choose the love that lets you breathe. Choose the love that respects your voice. Choose the love that stands with your growth. Choose the love that protects your peace, not the love that keeps testing how much pain you can survive. And until that love comes, become that love for yourself. Treat your own soul with the tenderness you kept giving away. Protect your own mind with the seriousness you used to protect others' feelings. Return to your own life with the devotion you gave to people who did not know how to value it. If they leave because you stopped destroying yourself for them, let them leave. If they become distant because you now have boundaries, let them be distant. If they call you changed because you no longer accept emotional chaos, let them call you changed. You are changed. You are supposed to change when you finally understand your worth. You are supposed to become unfamiliar to people who only knew the version of you that tolerated everything. Do not fear losing the person who needed you broken in order to stay. Fear staying broken to keep them. Do not fear losing a love that made you abandon your peace. Fear becoming addicted to suffering and calling it devotion. Do not fear walking away from a connection that destroys your identity. Fear waking up years later and realizing you gave your best self to someone who only gave you confusion in return. Real love never requires you to destroy yourself. It does not ask you to burn your own house to keep someone else warm. It does not ask you to kill your own voice to protect someone else's comfort. It does not ask you to trade your future for someone's temporary attention. Real love honors the life inside you. Real love strengthens your spirit. Real love gives space for your discipline, your dreams, your peace, your honesty, and your becoming. So if love is making you lose yourself, pause, step back, breathe. Look at the truth without decorating it. Ask yourself what this connection is producing in your life. If it is producing peace, growth, honesty, respect, and strength, protect it. But if it is producing anxiety, confusion, self-doubt, humiliation, and emotional exhaustion, then stop calling destruction by the name of love. Bruce Lee's philosophy is simple but powerful. Remove what weakens you, keep what strengthens you, and express your true self honestly. The one who truly loves you will not require you to become less than yourself. And the one who only stays while you abandon yourself was never loving you fully. They were benefiting from your fear. Remember this lesson with your whole heart. Losing people may create pain, but losing yourself in the name of love creates a prison. Break that prison. Return to your center. Protect your peace. Love with wisdom. Give with dignity. Stay soft, but never stay weak. Because the strongest love in the world is the love that includes you too. Chapter 7. Return to yourself and become unbreakable. There comes a moment in every person's life when the pain becomes too loud to ignore, when the chasing becomes too exhausting to continue, when the overthinking becomes too heavy to carry, and when the soul finally whispers, "I cannot keep living against myself." That moment may come after someone leaves you. It may come after someone betrays you. It may come after you give your heart again and again to people who treat it like something ordinary. It may come after months of pretending you are fine while your peace is slowly disappearing. But when that moment arrives, do not run from it. That moment is not the end of you. It is the beginning of your return. Returning to yourself is one of the most powerful things you will ever do. It is not loud. It does not need to be announced. It does not require revenge, drama, or proving anything to anyone. It begins in silence. It begins when you stop begging for the attention that keeps making you feel small. It begins when you stop chasing people who only remember you when they need something. It begins when you stop giving emotional discounts to those who repeatedly damage your peace. It begins when you look at your own life and decide, with a tired but honest heart, I have abandoned myself long enough. Bruce Lee's entire philosophy points toward this kind of inner return. He was not only teaching people how to move the body, he was teaching the art of becoming fully alive, fully aware, fully honest, and fully present in your own existence. He believed that a person must express himself honestly, without copying, without hiding, without becoming trapped in forms that no longer serve him. And this is exactly what you must do with your life. Stop copying the version of you that fear created. Stop performing the personality that keeps others comfortable. Stop living inside the shape that pain forced you into. Return to the truth of who you are. Many people do not realize how far they have drifted from themselves until they finally become quiet. They have spent so long listening to other people's opinions, chasing other people's approval, adjusting to other people's moods, and surviving other people's absence, that they no longer know what their own inner voice sounds like. They know what someone else likes. They know what someone else wants. They know what someone else expects. But when you ask them, what do you want? What do you need? What gives you peace? What kind of life do you truly want to build? They become silent. because they have spent years being loyal to everyone except themselves. This is why returning to yourself requires honesty. You cannot return to yourself while still lying about what broke you. You cannot heal while still pretending certain people did not drain you. You cannot become strong while still protecting the image of those who kept hurting you. You cannot build peace while still calling emotional chaos love. You must be brave enough to name things correctly. Disrespect is disrespect, even if it comes from someone you love. Neglect is neglect, even if they sometimes act kind. Manipulation is manipulation, even if they apologize afterward. A connection that keeps making you lose yourself is not a blessing just because you are afraid to lose it. Bruce Lee taught that the successful warrior is the average person with laser-like focus. That focus is not only for fighting, it is for life. You must focus on what is real. Focus on what strengthens you. Focus on what gives you clarity. Focus on the habits that rebuild your mind. Focus on the discipline that protects your future. Focus on the people who bring peace, not confusion. Focus on your own growth so deeply that the noise of those who left becomes smaller and smaller until it no longer controls your inner world. To become unbreakable, you must first stop giving your power to temporary people. Some people are only meant to pass through your life, not become the foundation of your identity. They may teach you something, they may awaken something, they may hurt you in a way that forces you to grow, but they are not allowed to become the reason you stop believing in yourself. They are not allowed to become the reason you destroy your discipline. They are not allowed to become the reason you close your heart forever. Let them be a lesson, not a prison. Let them be a chapter, not your whole story. Returning to yourself means rebuilding your relationship with your own mind. If your mind has been trained by pain, you must retrain it with truth. When your mind says, "I am nothing without them," answer it with discipline. "I existed before them, and I will rise after them." When your mind says, "They left because I was not enough," answer it with wisdom. "Someone's inability to value me does not define my worth." When your mind says, "I should chase one more time," answer it with self-respect. "I will not run after someone at the cost of my dignity." This is mental training. This is emotional martial arts. This is how you win the battle inside yourself. You must also rebuild your body, because pain does not only live in the mind, it settles into your sleep, your breathing, your posture, your energy, your appetite, and your nervous system. When you lose yourself trying to keep someone, your body often carries the weight before your mind admits the truth. So return to your body. Walk, train, stretch, breathe, eat with care, sleep with intention, move the pain out of your system. Bruce Lee treated the body as an instrument of expression. Your body is not just something you live in, it is the place where your strength returns. Do not punish it because someone hurt your heart. Use it to rise. Return to your routine. Routine may sound simple, but it is one of the strongest weapons against emotional chaos. A person without routine becomes easy to control by mood, memory, and temporary pain, but a person with routine has structure. They wake up with direction. They give their mind something stable to hold. They do not wait until they feel perfect to take action. They act, and action slowly repairs what pain damaged. Make your routine your quiet comeback. Not to show anyone, not to make anyone regret losing you, but to remind yourself that your life still belongs to you. Return to your standards. Pain may have made you lower them, but wisdom must make you raise them again. Decide what you will no longer accept. Decide what kind of love is allowed near your soul. Decide what kind of behavior no longer gets unlimited chances. Decide what kind of people deserve access to your time. Standards are not arrogance. Standards are self-protection. A house without doors invites anyone to enter. A soul without standards invites anyone to disturb it. Protect the door of your life. Not everyone deserves the key. Return to your voice. If you spent too long swallowing your truth, it may feel strange to speak again. You may feel guilty for saying no. You may feel afraid to express what hurts you. You may worry that people will leave if you become honest. Let them. The people who leave because you found your voice were only comfortable with your silence. Your voice is not a threat to those who love you sincerely. It is only a threat to those who benefited from you being voiceless. Speak calmly, speak clearly, speak with dignity. You do not need to shout to be powerful. Truth spoken from self-respect is already strong. Return to your purpose. This is where your life begins to change. Purpose is the fire that makes the pain useful. Without purpose, heartbreak becomes an endless wound. With purpose, heartbreak becomes fuel. You take the energy you once wasted on chasing, waiting, explaining, and overthinking, and you redirect it toward becoming. You build your skill, you strengthen your mind, you improve your character, you create something with your pain. You become the kind of person who no longer needs another person's presence to feel alive. Purpose does not erase pain immediately, but it gives pain somewhere meaningful to go. Bruce Lee's idea of being like water is one of the deepest lessons for this chapter. Water does not fight every obstacle with anger. It flows around it, it adapts, it keeps moving. It can be gentle, and it can be powerful. It can fit into a cup, but it can also crash with force. This is what you must become. Do not become bitter because someone hurt you. Do not become frozen because someone left. Do not become hard in a way that kills your heart. Become fluid, become aware, become strong enough to move forward without carrying the poison of the past inside you. Being unbreakable does not mean you never feel pain. It means pain no longer controls your decisions. It means you can miss someone without messaging them. It means you can love someone without returning to destruction. It means you can remember the past without letting it pull you backward. It means you can feel sadness and still keep your promises to yourself. It means you can be alone and not feel worthless. It means you can lose people and still keep your identity. This is real strength. Many people want to become unbreakable by becoming cold. They think if they stop caring, nobody can hurt them. But numbness is not power. Numbness is just another wound. Bruce Lee's philosophy was not about becoming lifeless. It was about becoming fully alive, fully present, fully responsive, and fully free. Do not become cold. Become conscious. Do not kill your heart. Train your heart. Teach it to love with wisdom, not desperation. Teach it to give with boundaries, not fear. Teach it to miss someone without surrendering dignity. Teach it to open again without forgetting the lesson. Return to the parts of yourself you left behind. Return to the dreams you paused because someone became your whole focus. Return to the hobbies that made you feel alive. Return to the friendships you neglected while chasing one person's attention. Return to the books, the training, the prayers, the quiet mornings, the long walks, the creative fire, the inner discipline, the confidence you once had before someone made you question your worth. These pieces of you are not gone forever. They are waiting for you to choose them again. And understand this: when you return to yourself, some people will not recognize you. They will say you changed. They will say you are not the same. They will say you became distant, proud, or difficult. Do not let their confusion pull you backward. Of course you changed. Pain is supposed to teach you. Wisdom is supposed to change you. Self-respect is supposed to make you unavailable for old patterns. The version of you that tolerated everything had to end so the version of you that protects peace could begin. People who benefited from your weakness will not celebrate your strength. People who enjoyed your lack of boundaries will not applaud your discipline. People who liked you confused will not be happy when you become clear. This is why your healing cannot depend on their approval. You are not rebuilding yourself for applause. You are rebuilding yourself because your soul deserves to live without constantly begging for peace. There will be lonely days on this path. Do not be afraid of them. Loneliness during healing is different from loneliness during self-betrayal. When you are alone because you are protecting your peace, that loneliness has purpose. It is cleaning your inner world. It is giving your mind space. It is teaching you to enjoy your own presence again. But when you are lonely while staying with people who make you feel unseen, that loneliness destroys you. Choose the loneliness that heals over the company that empties you. The strongest version of you is not waiting in another person's love. It is waiting in your own discipline. It is waiting in the moment you stop chasing. It is waiting in the morning you wake up and choose your routine. It is waiting in the boundary you finally set. It is waiting in the message you decide not to send. It is waiting in the apology you stop begging for. It is waiting in the self-respect you choose when your emotions are screaming for old comfort. Every small act of self-control brings you closer to that version. Bruce Lee's life teaches that mastery is not an accident. It is repeated awareness, repeated discipline, repeated refinement, repeated return to what matters. You will not become unbreakable in one day. You will become unbreakable each time you choose your peace over your panic. Each time you choose truth over fantasy. Each time you choose growth over attachment. Each time you choose yourself over the fear of losing someone who does not value you. Do not wait for closure from the people who broke your peace. Sometimes closure is not an apology. Sometimes closure is accepting that their behavior gave you the answer. Sometimes closure is realizing that you do not need them to explain why they hurt you before you are allowed to heal. Sometimes closure is no longer needing them to regret it. You close the door by deciding that your future is more important than understanding every detail of your pain. You close the door by returning to yourself. One day, the person you are becoming will thank the person you are today for not giving up. One day you will look back at the nights you almost begged, the moments you almost returned, the pain you thought would never end, and you will realize you were being shaped, not destroyed. Shaped. You were learning the difference between love and attachment. You were learning the difference between loneliness and freedom. You were learning the difference between losing people and losing yourself. The day you truly return to yourself, you will stop fearing empty spaces. You will stop panicking when people leave. You will stop chasing those who choose distance. You will stop measuring your worth by someone's ability to recognize it. You will become calm in places that once triggered you. You will become silent where you once explained. You will become disciplined where you once collapsed. You will become focused where you once overthought. You will become powerful, not because life became easy, but because you stopped abandoning yourself when life became painful. This is the final lesson. Do not build your life around the fear of losing people. Build your life around the commitment to never lose yourself again. People may come, people may go. Some will love you. Some will misunderstand you. Some will value you. Some will take you for granted. But through all of it, you must remain rooted in your own truth. Your peace must have a home inside you. Your worth must have a foundation inside you. Your discipline must not depend on who stays. Your purpose must not die because someone leaves. Return to yourself. Protect your center. Train your mind. Strengthen your body. Honor your voice. Raise your standards. Follow your purpose. Love with wisdom. Walk with dignity. Be like water, gentle enough to feel, strong enough to keep moving, clear enough to reflect truth, and powerful enough to carve your own path through stone. Do not fear losing people. People who are meant for your life will meet you in truth, respect, and peace. Fear losing the fire that makes you alive. Fear losing the discipline that builds your future. Fear losing the self-respect that keeps your soul safe. Fear losing the person in the mirror who has survived every pain and still deserves your loyalty. And from this moment forward, make a promise to yourself. I will not abandon myself to keep anyone. I will not destroy my peace to prove my love. I will not lose my path for temporary people. I will not silence my soul for someone's comfort. I will return to myself again and again until my presence becomes unshakable. That is how you become unbreakable. Not by keeping everyone, not by being chosen by everyone, not by avoiding pain, but by becoming so deeply connected to yourself that even when people leave, even when life changes, even when your heart hurts, you still stand, you still breathe, you still move, you still rise, and you still know who you are. In the end, Bruce Lee's philosophy teaches one truth that many people only understand after they have suffered deeply. The real danger is not losing people. The real danger is losing yourself while trying to keep them. People will come into your life with promises, emotions, attention, and beautiful moments, but not everyone who touches your heart is meant to hold your future. Some people are lessons, some people are mirrors, some people arrive to show you where you are still weak, where you still chase approval, where you still abandon your peace, and where you still choose attachment over self-respect. Do not hate the people who left. Do not waste your life proving that they were wrong. Do not turn your heart into bitterness because someone failed to value you. Just understand the lesson and return to your center. If they left, let them leave. If they changed, let them change. If they could not see your worth, stop standing in front of them begging them to open their eyes. Your value does not disappear because someone was too blind to recognize it. Your light does not become smaller because someone chose darkness over your presence. The strongest person is not the one who never feels pain. The strongest person is the one who feels pain and still refuses to betray himself. He may miss someone, but he does not chase. He may remember the past, but he does not return to destruction. He may feel lonely, but he does not trade his peace for temporary company. He may carry wounds, but he does not let those wounds become his identity. This is real strength. This is discipline. This is the quiet power Bruce Lee lived and taught. Be like water. Flow away from what traps you. Move around what blocks you. Do not become hard with anger, and do not become weak with attachment. Become calm, clear, and powerful. Let life remove what is not meant for you. Let silence reveal who truly respects your presence. Let distance show you who was only close because you kept carrying the connection. Let pain teach you where you must become stronger. From today, stop asking why people left you and start asking what their leaving awakened in you. Did it awaken your self-respect? Did it awaken your discipline? Did it awaken your purpose? Did it awaken the part of you that finally says, I will not lose myself again? If pain brings you back to your truth, then even that pain has served your growth. Remember this, you were not born to beg for love. You were not born to chase people who cannot see your value. You were not born to shrink yourself so others can feel comfortable. You were not born to live as a prisoner of someone's attention. You were born to become strong, aware, focused, peaceful, and free. So walk away when your soul is no longer respected. Stay silent when your words are being wasted. Choose yourself when someone asks you to abandon your peace. Protect your discipline when emotions try to pull you back. And never fear losing people more than you fear losing the person in the mirror. Because people may leave, seasons may change, and life may test you again and again. But if you keep yourself, you can rebuild anything. If you keep your mind, you can rise again. If you keep your peace, you can heal again. If you keep your purpose, you can become stronger than the pain that tried to break you. So before you go, write this in your heart. I will not lose myself to keep anyone. And if this message touched your spirit, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and write in the comments, I choose myself. Let this be your promise, your turning point, and your return to power.